Hey everyone, welcome in. I'm Captivate, and for anyone who's been around since the start of the channel, you all would know that Nami was the first deck that I posted a guide for. She was my main back in OP05, and the deck that I was putting a lot of time into back then, and I ended up posting a guide for you all to try and help you guys learn her a little bit more quickly. For anyone who doesn't know, she wins the game when she runs out of cards. So her whole game plan is just playing cards that draw her cards like Kaya and then Pilaf, and then also using these defensive events. So she basically just tries not to die to run through her entire deck. Back in 05, she was running more of an Impel Down build, which included like Buggy to search Impel Down cards, and then she was also playing Zeph, which on attack, whenever he dealt damage, I think it was trash the top 5 cards if I remember correctly, or maybe 6. But since then, she's gotten a good amount of support. She got Snake Dance as well as the Marguerite back in OP07. The Snake Dance just lets her bounce the Kayas back to her hand, and then the Marguerite lets you draw a card whenever you play her. In OP09, she got this new Nami Searcher, which is really good for the deck. I mean, it was pretty clearly Nami support and made for Nami. So you get to look at the top 5 and then get an event card. So if you're able to play her on 1 Dawn, then there really isn't a deck in the game that can deal with her. So on your 3 Dawn turn, you can swing with her, look at 5, probably try to grab a Pilaf because he's what you use to refill your hand. And then in addition to getting to grab a card, you also get to set up your bottom 4 because obviously with Nami, if you end up winning the game, you're going to see every card in your deck. So you can set up the order of them of like, oh, maybe you had the like 2 Impel Down All-Stars in the stack, and now you can set it up that you draw the Kaya, and then the Kaya draws the 2 Impel Down, and then you can trash them off the Kaya. Or you put a Gavel above an Impel Down, so when you use your Gavel that you drew, you now know that you're going to trash Impel Down. Being able to set the bottom 4 is pretty good, and then every time that you get to use her, it's 4 more. So if you use her twice, that's 8 cards now that you know the order of, and you can go through your deck knowing what's going to be on the bottom of it. So yeah, I have some games for you all. I ended up playing against an Enel, a black-purple Luffy, as well as a black-yellow Luffy. I hope you all enjoy the games, but before we do jump into the games, I just want to let you all know we hit 800 subscribers today, and that is huge for me. It means so much to me. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, it means a lot to me that you guys are enjoying the content. I'm going to continue to try to put out as much as I can. I have a lot of really cool ideas and things in store for you all. And then I also want to let you guys know that I got an affiliate with Dueling Guard. So if you are looking for Dueling Guard product, I'm a huge fan of theirs. I actually have their Gear 5 Luffy deck box here. This deck box as well as the 3 Captains deck box. This deck box my wife actually got me for my birthday. I love this deck box. This is the first deck box I got that isn't just like a random cheap one from Amazon, and I love their products. And when I was able to get an affiliate with them, that was awesome. So if you are looking to get deck boxes as well as playmats, you get 5% off. So save yourself some money and then use my affiliate code. That will be in the description down below. I hope you all enjoy the games. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you. All right, BY Luffy. I'm going to go ahead and go first. And I'm gonna mulligan. I'm looking for 1 cost Nami, which I don't find, and actually I think this hand is a bit worse than the last one. So let's go. We can't really do anything here, so we'll just pass. This matchup kind of comes down to if Luffy can see ways to take his life. If he can, it's not too bad, especially if he gets a couple Fist Luffys out. Whiffing is very good for us. If he gets Fist Luffys out and then just can kind of like churn through his life, it's not the best for us. He does have these little swings that he'll be able to swing into this guy with, and then now we can play the Nami, which he's not going to have any way to interact with on 4 Dawn, unless he's running like a Thunderbolt. We'll just take that. We got to cycle 1 card at least. Just something to do with our Dawn. I'll take that, and then we'll trigger, and then I'm going to keep her, and I will counter out of the White Snake. I don't think that's too important, and then I'll just 2k out of this one. Swing 5 there. I'm honestly, so I'm gonna play the Margaret and then the other Nami, so I'm just gonna swing 2. And then I'm gonna grab all of these look fine. I think I'm gonna grab a Love Beam, and then we'll set it like this so we can draw that and then go through those 2. It probably gives me a 1k, yeah, so clearing the board is good for us, Margaret, and then we can play another Nami. These Namis are huge in this matchup because he doesn't have an easy way to interact with them until he gets to 2 life. Yeah, so the Sabo can, Probably get rid of... Okay, that's fine. Same thing. I would have blocked this swing if he swung into the Nami anyways. We go ahead and swing. Peel off is great. And then, yeah, Kaya. Not great that we're sending them to the bottom. Play another Nami. Good that we're seeing all our Namis. And then I'll just use peel off, and then we could even Kaya here. One, and then we have 2 Dawn left. So I think I'll just drop one of the Gavels. Probably try and use Snake Dance this turn, unless I need to get out of both, because I'm guessing one of these is going to go at Nami. Yeah, so now he can at least get something out of life and buff his leader up. Probably Rocket Luffy. Yeah, and then KO the Nami, I assume. If he does end up swinging into this Nami, yeah. That's fine. And then he's probably going to KO this Nami, and then I'll use the Snake Dance to grab the Kaya back. Maybe? No, never mind. I'll just take that. Doesn't KO the Nami. That's interesting. Not sure why he didn't do that. Yeah, just grab the level of beam. Anything to like keep our hand size full is good. And then I think this order's fine. Kaya draws those 2. Margaret would draw the last card. Just kind of thinking like systematically going through your deck at the end. Just putting it in like a good order to finish out the game. I think that's why this Nami's so good. Buggy used to do something similar when Nami was playing Buggy. So yeah, I'll just play out the hanger. I have so much Dawn to use. And then I'll just get rid of a Snake Dance here. I think that's fine. I'm guessing he's going to KO the Kaya. Yeah, that's fine. I want to keep these for my life. 24 in deck, so we're getting through like relatively fine. We have a lot of counter events, but not a lot of ways to refill our hand. Yeah, I guess that's why he left it up last turn, because then he can swing and then KO the Kaya. So now I can't actually get value off of the Snake Dance, which is why I threw away the other one. Kind of assuming he was going to do that. 9 is a good swing, but I will get out of it. We'll just trash the Snake Dance. Don't think I'm going to end up using it. And then the Rubber Band. And then, yeah, now I'll just get rid of one of these and then trash 2. And then now all 3 of these will draw cards for us when we swing. I'll just swing 6. If he takes it, sure. I mean, he's going to trash it anyways with that Luffy, so if I get a card out of it, cool. He probably gives me a 2k. Okay, cool. I'll take the card. Anytime people give you a card, it's fine. If he wasn't going to be able to go to 0, I think you don't do that there, but because he has the Luffy on board, I know for a fact he's going to be able to take it regardless. We always just do that. These are all live, which is good. Probably going to swing 9. Kind of spooky because I don't have... Actually, yeah, I guess I'll do that. And then, worst case, we just do that. That's fine. And then I'll just take this swing. Sparta's going to go pretty wide here. Hopefully it doesn't make the mistake of going to 0 life. At least not with counter. Yeah, we don't have any other counter now, so... I think I have one more gavel. Yeah, I have one more gavel in deck. That's good for us. I don't think I'm going to play her because she's just going to get blown up. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6. And then if I use that, I only have 4 left. Yeah, I think I will just use the peel off here. So we have 7 in deck. 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. Unless he's playing ace, which he's not. Well, not in his trash. He could be playing ace. So that's 1 attack pretty much. I can... I could play 2 Boodles and just go to 0. No, absolutely not. I think I just pass here. 4 Dawn. Kind of scary that he can just go like 9-9. Yeah, but what we can do is we'll just go like that, trash 2, and then Boodle. And then we could do the same thing with the Snake Dance. Yeah. We just Snake Dance here, choose none, and then 1k, and then now he only has 2 swings, like I said, unless he's playing ace, in which case, oh well. 7 I will take. Don't trigger that. If we can make it through this turn, we'll win. Because we'll draw 1, and then Kai has 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, I was a little scared he was going to play ace, but I don't think any Luffy decks are playing ace. Yeah, and then even if I could counter out of this, I wouldn't, because I know I'm going to try and win next turn. Yeah, and then I end up getting it. Yeah, good game to him. He just didn't have the cards to awaken early enough. As Luffy, if you can see your 2Ks and fist Luffy's early enough, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's definitely doable. And then I was able to just get through my deck, obviously. Towards the end there, we were not really running out of juice, but, you know, yeah, we got there. So good game to him. Well, Nami versus Enel is pretty easy for Nami. I'm going to go ahead and go second so I can draw the extra card. I do think there's merit for going first now with the Nami. I'm going to keep that, and then I can play the Nami. The blockers are going to do pretty well because he's on KO, so they don't really have a way to rest it. So we'll go ahead and play the Nami. On 3, they don't have any way to answer that, so I'll at least get to draw 1 card off of it. And then I do have this that I can hold up, so I'll probably do that in case he decides to try to jam for 8. Yeah, so he ends up passing there, which is fine, and then we'll go ahead and attack first. Take the peel off. And then what we can do here is just play out. So we'll just draw cards. That's fine. And then we still have the 1 open for the gavel. So we'll end there. Yeah, you just want to use all your Dawn in the early stages of the game, so that you can get through your deck with the Kayas, the Pilafs, anything that's proactively taking your Dawn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let that go, because if I counter here, they're gonna swing with beige and then leader, and it's not worth trying to keep that. Yeah, I actually could have played the Nami to KO it, but alrighty. So we'll just go both Namis. I don't think, yeah, he's not gonna have any way to KO both of them, and then we can play Marguerite to set up a blocker and then pass. We're already down to 33. You start the game with 40 in life because your deck is 50, your hand is 5, your deck is 5. So then if you divide that by 5 for every life, that's 5 per life, just as a rough milestone of, oh, if I get to 35 cards and I still have 5 life, you're doing all right. I'm just going to get rid of Hanger here because he has so many little bodies. It's not really worth playing him out. And then I'll go ahead and use the Spada so that I can set up what I draw on my turn. So I'll draw into another Pilaf. And then probably swings 5 with the beige. We can just block here. It's fine. I'm not really worried about the cards in my hand so far. And I still do have the Kayas, so we'll draw that. We can swing Nami. I go ahead and take a Snake Dance so then I can bounce back the Kayas that I play. So right now he has 3 swings, so I kind of want to keep enough Dawn to get out of 3 swings. I know for sure that these little bodies are going to take out the Nami, so she's not really going to be like a pseudo blocker in that regard. I can play out the Boodle if I wanted to. We'll just dig through our deck a little bit more. The White Snake at least draws me a card, but it's not... He's been swinging 5s, so that's another thing when you're playing Nami. You can kind of tell the pattern of the person you're playing. Because he's been swinging 5s, I could probably get value off the White Snake. I have 4 right now. I kind of want to play out another Kaya to get through 2 more cards, because it's very likely they're going to KO this Kaya with a Nami or a Gadatsu or something, and I want to bounce it back with White Snake. So I'm just going to get rid of one of the White Snakes, and then we'll play another Kaya. I'll get rid of a Boodle and a White Snake, and then now, or sorry, when I said White Snake, I meant Snake Dance. Yeah, so now we have 3 Dawn open, so we can get out of 2 attacks. We could, gavel something, and then White Snake one of the Kayas back. Not White Snake. Snake Dance. Gosh, keep messing that up. Yeah, I'm already down to 25, so we're like cruising through our deck, and they're at 9 Don now. Yeah, so if they swing 5 with the Nami, that's like the perfect time to White Snake because it gets me out of the Enel swing as well. So proactive plays we can do. The only thing we really can do here is play Boodle. And then whenever he gets KO'd, we get to trash one. And then now we're at kind of a standstill of proactive plays, but we have already gone through 15 cards, 16 cards in our deck, and we only have 24 left with 5 life, so we're in a pretty good spot. And now if they decide to swing with all these characters, from Luffy's perspective, I think the best thing to do on this turn is just play like an ace and pass, because I have so much Dawn open. You're never really going to get anywhere. So we will White Snake, and then just go to 6 and draw one. But I do see why they used the Raigo there, because I would have been able to bounce back that Kaya. I'm probably not going to end up getting to use the White Snake, so I will go ahead and just get rid of it. And then that turns my level of beam on, that now I can draw a card off of it. Yep, so we'll draw off of that, and then I'll probably just take this Yamato swing, because I'm low on cards, so now my life is a resource that I can take, and I'm not going to trigger that. I don't really want to bounce the Boodle back. I already paid the 2 Don to get him on the board. I'll play the Nami. Almost guarantee she gets KO'd, but it will at least make them answer it with some amount of Dawn. And then we'll pass. Yeah, so then we'll start with like White Snake to draw a card. Or we could start with Spada, just depending on how they swing. Just go Spada, draw the card, and then we have Gavel. We do need another like card or two here to refill our hand with like a Pilaf or something. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just White Snake here because I'm going to get full value off of it. Yeah, and then now we have something to trash off of the Gavel. We can go ahead and Spada, set up what we trash. Yeah, so now what I can do is I can definitely Gavel and then get rid of these two and then draw into the Pilaf on my next turn. So then we can refill our hand again. 6, yep. No blocker, and then we'll just get rid of those. Trash those. Now I know Pilaf is my next card. I could even take both of these. I'm so low in the deck already. I guess all 3, yeah. So we'll take this. Cool. Draw those. And then I'll take one of these. So I'll just take this one. I don't need to trigger that. And then I'll block this, which will let me trash one. Don't want to swing. Yep. Trash one. Oh, wow, look at that. Perfect timing. Draw 2, and then we'll play the blocker. We have 4 Dawn. I definitely could have been swinging into these little things in the earlier stages of the game, but better late than never. Yeah, so we have 8 cards now. This is 2, 3, 4, 5 that I can get rid of right here. This is another 2, so that's 7. So I can win next turn for sure. I just have to survive through this turn, and I have 4 Dawn to do it, so that's 1, 2, and then probably the level of beam. So we could go like that, trash 2, that trash 1, that draw 1. And then that's 2, 3, 4 cards out of my 8 cards, and then I have her for 2 of them. Oh, he's going to keep her. All right. Yeah, so let's go there. And then I'm going to grab another Gavel. So that's 2 more cards. And then we'll set this up so that we go into the Kaya first. Actually, I could do Apis so that, like, if I draw into the Apis, I know that I can use Apis to get Kaya, and then Kaya will win. Yeah, so if I do Kaya now, that's 2. And then I'm at 5. And then I could do 2, 4, 5. Yeah, so I actually can just win here. So I'll Kaya, and then we'll trash 1, 2, and then we have 5 left in deck, so that's 1, 2, and then 2 more. Yeah. So as soon as they swing, I'll just end the game. There's no reason not to just use all the events now. But yeah, this is definitely like a pretty easy matchup for Nami, so pretty expected to win this one. The only way that Nami can really lose against Enel is if she doesn't have any of those like proactive cards, like the Nami or Kaya or Pilaf or anything like that. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Trash, there, trash, and then there, trash. And then we win there. Cool. No point in like letting him swing out and go for triggers or anything. But yeah, we have draw 4 in life, so we were winning that game regardless. I think even if we didn't have all the take your like proactive cards, we would have won that game with our life that game. All right, well, Black Purple Luffy. He does take second, which I mean, I guess I can see, so he doesn't give me the 1 extra card. Because we're going first, I'm gonna mulligan. I typically like to look for, yeah, the Nami I can play on 1. So we can play her and then get guaranteed value off of her. So we'll swing with her first. I'll take the Pilaf, and then we'll set up the bottom so that I can draw into Spada. Yeah, we'll do that, because then Spada I might need to counter, you know. And then if I get the Mr. Hanger, then, or the Hanger, then we chill in there. He's going to 4. He could play like a Zoro and then ramp. So I think playing another Nami here, he could bottom or KO it with one of his 2-cost events, but I think that's fine. And then I'll go ahead and use a Hanger as well, just to get 1 more card. And then now he has like 2, kind of similar to Teach, where he has like 2 things on board. He has to pick what he wants to swing into. He could, yeah, just plays the Zoro. I figured that's like the best play for him. And then now I have value out of these 2 that I can swing. So we'll swing with the Nami first. I almost always grab Pilaf, obviously. You want to refill your hand. I will take the Giant just so that we have one of the 4K counters that's cheap. And then now what we can do is Love, or we'll go White Snake into Love Beam into Spada. And then we will let's use Pilaf, draw 2, and then we'll use the Hanger to get rid of the Impel down. And then I will pass there. We have 2 not up, so I could do both of these. I'm guessing these swings are going to go into them. He probably has a Sanji he can play to KO one of them. And then I'll just have to get out of one of the swings if I want to. I'm already down to 32, so I'm in a pretty good spot right now. Him going second, I think honestly kind of hurt him. Because he didn't get the ramp with Zoro, which, I mean, it only ramps 1 Dawn. But I'm guessing in general this deck is a little slow. He only has 6 Dawn here. I feel like if he was playing like a Sanji or something, that would have been better to play this turn. Yeah, and then he just hits us for 11, which I'll just take. I don't have any reason to counter out of that. Yeah, so now we can just draw 2 more cards, and then we can play a Kaya. These Spadas aren't going to really do too much for me because they don't actually get me through my deck at all. And then I'll go ahead and swing 5 at the Black Maria to get her off the board. And we have 3 Dawn left. I could play a Margaret, and then just use that to block. But then he could obviously bottom her, KO her. So I think I'll leave a little bit of Dawn up. I think I can play 1 more Kai here pretty safely. I like to keep all the Gavels in my hand. I'll keep the Snake Dances in my hand. And then I think I can just get rid of one of the rubber bands. And then, honestly, I could probably just get rid of one of her as well. And then I'll keep 2 up. I'll probably take 1 hit, or depending on how he swings, I might just use these 1-cost events to get out of it. But if I can bounce the Kaya back, I'm already in a pretty good spot here, being at 25 cards in deck with only... or still with 4 life left, and I have a book in my hand, so I don't think Moria was the best play there. I mean, he didn't really have anything in trash, and then yeah, he doesn't swing. I think that's fine with the Dawn I had open, but you do have to swing at Nami eventually. We'll just play Kaya, and then I'll get rid of Snake Dance. I don't think I'm going to need all of those, and then I'll just get rid of the Margaret as well. I can play the Boodle. And then we'll leave 3 Dawn open. Like, if I really needed to, I could play all 3 Giants. But I'm at 20 cards in deck already. So, I mean, seeing all of the Pilafs and Kais that I've seen so far has kind of just cruised me through my deck. And he just gets to his 10 Dawn turn. I think that was his first 10 Dawn turn. Maybe last turn was. I didn't pay too much attention to it. But yeah, I think he was just a little bit too slow getting... bodies on the board. Yeah, so he goes 8 here. 8 obviously isn't a good number to swing into Nami. You always want to go 7 or 9 because now I can get free value out of one of my 9k events. So we'll go 9k here, bounce a Kaya. So that's 2 cards out of our deck again. And then I have one, so I'll just go ahead and use Rubber Band. And then I'll block the Moria. And if he ends up getting rid of the blocker, that's fine. I'll just take the swing. Yep, he does take a card with him at least, so that's good. And then taking that swing, I'm totally fine with doing that. I'll play down another Boodle. The blockers are kind of annoying for decks that don't have like easy ways to deal with it. And then I think I could go ahead and draw here. Play Boodle again. Yeah, so now we have 2 blockers, and then we still have all these Gavels in our hand, so... I'm not going to block, and I'm going to use Snake Dance and just get a Kaya back. I'm down to 15, so we're like almost on the cusp of winning. I think I'll just use a Gavel here. That's 2. Yeah, I mean, he could very easily KO one of these or get rid of them in some way, and then I'll just block one swing and then take the other one. I'm not going to counter out with the Kayas. I still have 3 life and 13 cards in deck, so I'm fine. And I have a lot of cards in my hand still. So on my next turn, I could just play both of these, get counter events, go down 4 cards, and then those are another 4 cards. I'll just block. Yep, block that as well. And then he plays the Moria. So we're at 10. We'll just play that, draw 1, and then we'll play Kaya. Get rid of 1, and then 2. Actually, I probably could have gotten rid of the Nami there, which I'll go ahead and just do that. Nami and Hanger. And then we can pass, and that's 2, 4, 5. So we win as soon as he swings once. And then we will no blocker, and we'll just go ahead and do that. So trash those, and then draw 1. There we go. Good game. Yeah, I think this deck is just a little bit too slow. Or, I mean, he probably didn't have a super great hand. Like, the Sanji was in life, and he never had a Sanji, and not having a rush character. Like, if he had a Kaido on 9, and then maybe play, like, Rush Luffy, and then swing with the stuff, I'm not sure. But, yeah, I saw a lot of Kayas and Pilafs there, so that was pretty good for us.